Hi guys. Let me try to get this up closer so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. When I'm doing live, you can't quite see it. Unless, no, because that's just front and back. Okay, let me get my screen up so I can see what everyone says as they come in. All right, I'm getting into my live screen. Okay, I think I'm there. All right, I'm getting into my live screen. Okay, I think there we go. I'm there. All right, I'm getting into my live screen. And I am sorry it's so loud, guys. I'm there. All right, I'm getting into my live screen. And I am sorry it's so loud. You see why? Okay, I think I know why. Sorry, it's so loud. You see why? Okay, I think I know why. There we go. Now you shouldn't have any of the feedback. No feedback. And I just need to turn one up just a little so I can hear. But you shouldn't have any of that feedback no more. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Muttnut. Thought I'd pop in here after my crazy weekend while I'm working on this PK November. But I still got feedback. I don't know why. But my crazy weekend was, let me see if I can turn this mic down a little bit. In it. Don't know how to turn it down. But I had all these hunters. If anyone saw my hunting video, or not video, but talking about the hunters being here. My 8-year-old grandson got his first buck this weekend. He was so over it. I mean, it was. Thank you, Muttnut. This is a year and 10 months worth of work. But he was just off the chain. I don't know what the stuff's got that in it. Oh. But it was just, oh my Lord. I slept. I did not sleep all weekend. I was up all night. I was up all day. Because by the time I'd be trying to go to bed, they'd be getting up. It was just crazy because I have these crazy hours. No, I just now got up. And so I was exhausted. So I thought I'd work on this a little, put a live out. Yeah, this is the massive one that's going in the bedroom because about half of it's hanging off over the top. It's got her whole head. Next time one of my kids are here, I'll have them hold the back up so that you can see the whole thing. But this is like the middle of it. And then at the top, it's got her face and the roller coaster and the castle and all kinds of stuff up there. I don't know what got in my crazy head. They said, "Oh, for your first ever conversion, we need to go big or go home. You know, you can't just do normal. Cannot do just normal." And Cindy, at the very top, I posted the link to get in. So if you want to come in, pop in, or Muttnut, just go ahead. I think I pinned it to the top of the chat. If you just roll up there, I'm trying to figure it out. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So to go on 5. And I'll tell you what, when you do mistakes on these massive things, your mistakes are massive. Because what I did when I was working in this area, and I was supposed to be working in this square right here, but I accidentally was pulling the pattern for right up there down here, and I stood up, and you don't notice it till you stand up. So I had done all this, but with that color, and I looked at it and I was like, that does not look right. And I tried to get myself to leave it, and I just couldn't. I could not. Could I guess I got OCD. I don't know. I just could not go there. So I ended up ripping it all out, which actually this stuff is so sticky, it ripped the skin off my finger and made a blister and then ripped the blister off. So, yeah. It was just rough. This one is my 2x3 section for the day. I emailed Kitten Up Kitties yesterday with my update because when I started doing the PK along, I was over in here. Hi, Bag. Now that is an interesting name. I like that. That is cool. And I grew up in the 70s as a teenager and don't even remember being called that. That's bad. My son is so hilarious. He's 40 now. But when he was a teenager, that boy could party. And he was wanting to take my Jaeger and go drinking somewhere. And I was like, no, you're going to drink that. You're going to drink it at home because I want you dying somewhere. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Trying to figure out how to get in here and make someone a moderator. Hold on, because I'm going to try to get in here and make Cindy a moderator. Maybe you too, Mutnut. Okay, I'm in. Hey, Cindy, you're a moderator. And Mutnut, you're a moderator. So I now have moderators. Because when I'm recording in StreamYard and it's way up here, so you can see down. I wish I could actually. The only way you're going to be able to see it close is when I'm doing just a video. Thank you. And that way I can get it really close, but I can't get it close when I'm doing this one because I'm not in video where I can zoom in and zoom out. And I have to be able to zoom in and zoom out. I think the only moderator I used to have was I didn't have many, and I had Jeremy in there. You are welcome. And I haven't seen him in my lives in a while. Because people kind of come and go in your channels, they'll phase through and then they'll go away and then they'll come back. And it's kind of like life and your people. Life and your people. What was I watching the other night? I was watching, because I've been watching a lot of your groups. And Cindy, I was watching Mutnut, and I was watching The Crafty Witch, and then I was watching PK November. And I enjoy watching them. And I love your lives. Because the ones I used to watch, one's kind of depressing because she's always in a grumpy mood or a fake good mood. Still watch her occasionally. The other one's just always selling Scentsy or something. This week she was trying to sell crystal wingdings. And when I say wingdings, I'm not talking about chickens. I'm talking about, you know. So it's like, time for news. New peoples. And then it just depends with, actually, I hate to say it, with Nyx, because if she's in here, I'm just going to sit here and be an ad channel. Sometimes I step away and then come back and check and see what she's up to. I don't even think she realizes that she made it to the 50 mark where she was supposed to give something away, and then she closed it down right then. But when I was telling you, I was watching that YouTube thing, and it was really interesting. He was showing how when you're in SteamYard and it freezes up, like Nix's did, how you fix it. He said you don't go out, you leave people in, and then you go in and just let yourself in on another device. So she would have had to use her phone, which she hates using. But you use, he used his phone to get back in. So he was in the live and was talking while he was working on his computer, getting it unfroze. And then he just went back in. But that was kind of interesting. And he was talking about the new things that they're rolling out. And he says the way they're being promoted are kind of misleading. So here's the thing on that. The thing on that was, you're going to see where the YouTube audio is going to disappear. And it's going to become YouTube creator music. And what you're going to have to do is and it's going to be new popular music. So everyone's like, hey, new popular music, we can use it. You can use it for no longer than 30 seconds. So you can use it for your intro, your extro, whatever. You have to buy the license to use it, and you can only use it in one video. And then once that video license for that little blurb goes away, if you don't renew your license, then it becomes, what do they call it? Then it goes to, it becomes part of like the ad revenue. And then what they'll do is they'll leave it on there. They won't take your video down, but not only will YouTube take part of your income if you're monetized, but then the creator music will take a portion of it. And he said, depending on how many little blurbs you have in your clip, he said you could end up only getting 16% of your money, because if you have like a blurb at the front and a different blurb at the end, each one of those is going to take their share. He says, so YouTube takes 45%, you have 55. Now these creator mixes are going to take another 10, 15% a piece for you to use that blurb, because it's no longer being licensed to you. So he said you could end up getting very little of your money to use that. And I was like, no thanks. So I'm glad I watched that, because, I would have been one of the ones to go, oh, yay, look at this. Now, he did give a website. It's called creatormix.com. And it's ran by him and his brother, who do all this YouTube-y stuff. And it's free. And they have gone and found free music, and they got it up on, different kinds of music, whatever. And you can pull that music and use it in your videos, and it shouldn't get copyright strikes. So it was a very, very informative, and they were, kind of teaching you how to make your titles and your thumbnails. Because for the longest, I would make thumbnails, but I didn't know how to get them on there. So it was really just disappointing, because I would have them up there, but, YouTube wouldn't pick that. And so it was like, Yep, it was like I sat there and I watched that for like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, and I kept popping up in Cindy's messenger going, oh wow, this is really interesting. But I learned a lot, so it was very helpful. I did learn a lot. Next thing I've got to learn is maybe I'll pick Cindy's neck, brain, is how she does that, where she adds in animation and the little tags at the top of the screen and tags at the bottom of the screen and stuff like that. Because when I went to school, guys, there were no computers, there was no video, there was no nothing. I mean, I went to college on a Commodore 64. I mean, so, you know, literally a Commodore 64. So my computer knowledge is not very grand. Everything I can do now, I have taught myself since I have started YouTube. When I first started YouTube, I had no intro, I had no extro, I didn't know how to make a thumbnail. I can kind of use Canva now a little bit, not real great at it still, but a little bit. I'm trying to get my daughter's a whiz. She had to learn it for her work. But I'm just now trying to work with transparency and moving things to the front, moving things to the back. Yeah, I subbed them so that I can catch them when they come on, because they are very informative. And I want to go in and watch that one again, because it was so in depth that it was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's not clicking, but it's really cool. But I want to go into where they can actually help you generate titles, because I just think of the same old thing, so I need to think of new titles. I do have, Cindy, I have it. I'm going to do it. I didn't want to do it when the deer hunters were here, because I'm going to have to clean up the mess they made in the kitchen, because I didn't think that would be a good thing. But I have Bad Day at the Office and Lady of the Forest completely done. And I'm going to do a full post review on both of them, since I used so much bling, extra bling in both of them. And I was so excited for Autumn Puppies, because I was going to bling that baby out. And then I realized, oh, it's round and all my bling is square. I have a little bit of round bling, but none of the colors that would work. I have a couple of things I pulled out that I can kind of pop in there here and there. I can sort of pop them in a few places. Like I'm going to add some square of the ember. And the other, I don't even think it was 742 in their eyes, because I figure, it's going to be a pupil that you're not going to really notice it, because you know how dogs' eyes are either real golden or whatever. And I thought that would be real pretty. But I was so upset. I was like, but I'm not spending that much money on another set of rounds. Because let me tell you, they were not cheap to buy that November-December set. That November-December set. Yeah, that kind of. Hi, Pommy. Good to see you. That kind of put a dent in my pocketbook. Oh, my Lord. All that bling. The second Saturday of the month. Okay, yeah, I'll watch that. Because, I mean, that's how, what little I do know how to do, that's how I've learned it. I mean, I called it YouTube classes, because I would sit there and just watch those. That's all I watched. My kids are going, what are you watching, Mom? So I'm trying to figure out how to do this stuff, because y'all won't help me, because, y'all did it in school, but you don't want to do it anymore, and I don't know how. I mean, my first video I ever made took, oh God, I will not go in there. It just doesn't want to go. It took me like 3 hours to make my first video. I'm serious, guys. 3 hours. There we go. That's why they're not sitting. 3 hours first video. And it was so basic. And then I'll just cram those down in it, pop it in. There we go. But I mean, it was like I didn't know how to build a video. I didn't know how to. My 8-year-old or my 11-year-old granddaughter had to show me how to use a KineMaster. And now I'm trying to figure out, because I've seen all of y'all start having music, and I'm like, where are they getting this music? Because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Because, man, YouTube be copyright striking me over my clock. Yes, they gave me a copyright over my clock. My clock every hour plays, a little ditty. And so they actually gave me a copyright strike over my stupid clock. And I contacted them. I said, that is my wall clock. I said, I'm not pulling my wall clock off the wall. I bought that thing like 25 years ago and I paid almost $200 for it 25 years ago. So no. And it was one of my first videos. It was so bad. Okay. And the thing is, they were saying that audio library, as they roll out that creator music, they think it's going to get integrated into it and we'll lose it. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. I'm just now finding out about it. And so they said that's kind of an up and coming thing. And like me, I'm a very small channel. I'm not even hit 250 yet. And they gave me my community tab. I was so bad. I was pumped about that. That thing popped up there and I was just like, yes. Because I was like, oh, can't wait to hit 500 so I can have that. Well, they gave it to me. And they gave me my handle the next weekend. So instead of having to do that whole long link, I just pop my handle out there now because it's just that much easier. Because otherwise you're putting out that whole long thing, which I was just like, oh my God. So now I just use my handle. They were like, we've decided you're going to be this. And I was like, that's cool because that's what I wanted it. But I might go there and start checking the six. I have to be. See, I'm trying to make me a decent intro extra. And I think I like the flowers because it's kind of like, what are they, hyacinths? I think they're hyacinths. And it's like a field of hyacinths and then it's got a white out part in the middle and my name comes in there. And I kind of like that, but the song I would like to change. So I'm going to start hunting for a song and change that up. And I kind of like what I'm using for my extra, but I want to change the music on it. So it's learning. And since I don't work anymore, I guess I can learn. And there was a couple other new things they were talking about coming out, but I didn't quite understand them. I'm gonna have to watch those again, but it's all kinds of new stuff like scribe buttons changing color. I got that one. Okay, Cindy, enjoy your dinner. Hope it's something good. I'm just now having coffee. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I just decided to pop on a live. It was so funny this weekend, guys, because the 8-year-old got the deer. The 16-year-old did not get the deer. So he was kind of, I didn't get no deer. And I'm like, well, you didn't even stay up. You went out there and went to sleep and then came home and said, it's boring, and didn't go back out. I said, you got to go out. I mean, I can't say anything about it because when I hunted, I always fell asleep in the tree too. So, and my son was saying something about him sleeping, and I said, hey, you used to go out and sleep in the tree and fall out of the tree. So don't say anything. I mean, he always was falling out of the tree. Him and trees didn't get along. And I think I'll go over one more to finish off this, and then I'm going to start coming down. But Yeah, I'm gonna watch some more of those and change up my interest. I'm trying to figure out how to get, how people have that little subscribe button on their video down in the corner where you can hit it and it takes you to channel. Trying to figure out how to put that in there. And then I've got to figure out about that eye thing where you can throw videos up in the eye, when you sit there and say, now this video is up in the eye. Well, I'm like, how the heck did they get that up there? And they're rolling out another thing where they're going to start pushing your playlists underneath your videos. So when they're playing your video, they're going to pop up a little play button underneath it that says playlist and a play button where it's just going to be able to take them straight to a playlist with it. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So that's why they were sitting there going, make sure you make playlists. And he says, if you want to make a series of playlists, make them a series and put 4 or 5 videos in each playlist. Like with mine, my Hade starts way up there. And you can go through and watch mine and actually watch it evolve. And you could do like videos 1 through 5. And then, another playlist of Hade videos 6 through 8, or 6 through 9. And then you could click them all together as a series. And then they could watch one playlist, then click on the next playlist. And he said that way it gets people into playing your stuff as a series to where you get more watch time out of it. I was like, oh, I didn't understand that. But they're very interesting to watch. But I turned in my email because, with this one, you're supposed to email on, I think it's Sunday, every Sunday. So I did pop my email up with my progress. I was the happiest woman whenever, instead of saying I'm only at 30%, I can now say I only have 29% left. That was the happiest feeling. Because I didn't think I'd ever get to that point. Throwing pins. Didn't think I would ever get to that point. Because I'm at 71.25 right now. So I was just very happy. Okay. I am off here. This needs to come down one. There we go. And you really have to, when you're working on these, you got to really, really watch what you're doing with them, because it's so easy to put them down in the wrong spot. And this double-sided adhesive, once you put it down, it don't want to move. I mean, I got metal tips so I can eventually make it move, but it don't want to. It does not want to in any way, shape, or form. Okay, and it needs one right there. There we go. Fixed. Hi, Tijuana. I hope your day finds you well. How's your weather? Ours has gotten warm again. It doesn't know what it wants to do. And then I think it's going to be in the low 70s today. And then it goes to the high 70s tomorrow. And then after that, it goes back down to like 70 on the dot. And then the next day it'll be 60. And then 51, 51, and then 40s. I mean, it's just like the weather has gone blooming nuts. Just blooming nuts. I wish it would pick one or the other because it gives me headaches and migraines with all the ups and downs, and it has flared up my fibromyalgia, something ferocious with all the up and down weather changes. And I hate it, because there's not a whole lot you can do for it except suffer. I mean, you can take Lyrica, but I don't like Lyrica. It made my eyes fuzzy. They're fuzzy enough. So I didn't like that. And so I got off of Lyrica. Neurontin really didn't do anything. But now I've gotten this stupid numbness and tingling in my hands and my feet from it, but it's not all the time. That's how I know it's from the fibro. Some days they don't do it, but when I'm having a flare, they do it. It drives me nuts. I gotta plug you in. Find a plug. I know I got plugs over here. Let me see. That one's not plugged in. Okay. We got plugs galore. I went on Amazon. My daughter found it, and I was like, yeah, because I got all these crazy grandkids that like love to play with chargers. And so I can get them 5 at a time for like $10 in Amazon. Because it's the way they plug them in and plug them out, they end up breaking the tips. Oh, let me go in here and see if I can put the banner up. No,